What's up, cyberhawks? So in today's video, we're going to be doing the Redeemer box or project lab, etc. using HackTheBox. As you can see, we're going to be using Reddit, a lot of vulnerability assessment databases, reconnaissance, and anonymous guest access. So the first thing you want to do is actually connect to your HackTheBox. So go ahead and get your box started. You can use OpenVPN or PwnBox. I'm going to use the PwnBox and start that. That should be here in a sec. So yeah, once my machine is ready, I'll go ahead and go to the next step. All right, so that wasn't that long, and it looked like we're already connected now. So we will go ahead and close that off and spawn our machine. And then I'm going to go ahead and have some notes here on the side. So I can make notes of our IP address and maybe any other big information. So yeah, once this is actually started up again, I'll go ahead and go to the next part. All right, so it looks like it was a few seconds and we have our IP address. So let's go ahead and write this one down. 10.129.79187. Oh wow, I said 197 over here. Okay, 10.129.79.187. All right, so the next thing you do, let's go ahead and go to our actual virtual box. And yeah, we'll be using mate. I didn't mean to open that. We'll be using the mate terminal. Just type in terminal there, open up mate. And I just like the design of this one too with the green. And let's just go ahead and expand this a little bit. And let's make sure we can also connect to this. So let's ping it. 10.129.79.187. All right, looks like we're good. So we're gonna use the control C to cancel that. And let's go back. And I've already answered. I mean, I've done this before, so we will definitely see if we get these right or not. So which TC port is open on the machine? Which TC port? All right, and we're gonna do a sudo nmap to give us like a higher range on our nmap. Let's look for services of, and we'll just copy and paste this. Copy and paste the IP here, and let's see what we get. All right, it says all 1,000 ports are in ignored states, not shown. 1,000 closed TCP ports. Which TCP port? Okay, so I guess we will probably have to use the port command on our nmap. Let's try that. Nmap port. I guess we could do I guess it really doesn't matter maybe on this one, but we'll do a sudo nmap the port, and then we'll copy and paste our IP address. And this should hopefully give us just the ports. And I'm not exactly sure why I didn't copy and paste my IP. Let me just copy and paste it again. And let's paste that here. Okay, let's try this again. I guess, yeah, depending on what machine you're using. If you're using their virtual box or using your own machine, this could be a whole lot quicker or a whole lot slower. All right, so that took maybe about good 15 seconds. And it looks like we actually have some ports, or a port, and it looks like it's 6379. So that's our port 6379, open for Redis. So let's see, which TCP port is 6379? So perfect, we got that one right. Which service is running on the port that is open on the machine? And we just saw Redis. And so what service, as you guys can see, service Redis. So let's go ahead and put Redis in right there if I was typing. And yeah, we got Redis right. And what type of database is Redis? Choose from the following options: in-memory database or traditional. I'm not exactly sure you will get that from that. So let's just Google it. And let's see, Redis is a NoSQL, also known as non-resonant, open source in-memory. Key value is one that's often used as a cache. I do like the AI for the experimental, but it looks like it is in memory. Coming for NoSQL. It looks like there's in memory. So let's go back and yeah, let's put the first one, in memory database. We got that right. And then which command line utility is used to interact with Redis? And in the program name you would enter into the terminal without any arguments. Okay, this is a good one. This one I'm not exactly sure which command line utility you interact with Redis. So again, we can always use Google. That's a great friend. And let's just Google this. And yeah, well, I see it right there. Redis CLI command, the Redis CLI. So it's just Redis CLI command utility to let you interact with Redis, which makes sense. So it will be Redis CLI, Redis dash CLI. And yep, Redis dash CLI. So yeah, that looks great there. And then which flag is used with the Redis line utility to specify the host name? Which flag is used with the Redis command line utility? So looking for a command line utility that we can specify the host name. I don't know the Redis command lines, kind of just offhand. I don't think a lot of people just randomly know this, so we can always again use Google. Google can be your friend. So I guess we can check like the website. Let's just type this in first on Google, and then we can probably like find like the website for this. With Redis command to specify the host name. Okay, here's a website, so we may use that. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to Redis CLI, or maybe we can just do like Redis commands. And yeah, we'll try those. Okay, Redis CLI, we're just seeing that. And we're looking for, let me go back. Which flag is used for the Redis line to specify the host name? Let's just see if we can find host name. Let's see, the string. Okay, host name. Okay, they're not giving me anything here, but we can always go to like the commands and just let's look at host name again. Let's see, which flag is used to specify the host name? Okay, I don't see it here yet, or at least for that. So what we can do, we can still Google this. Redis command. Oh wow, okay, there it goes. So yeah, I guess I didn't have the R. I had Redis command line utility. So yeah, with the R, we're able to see it now. So yeah, sometimes when you're doing your research, sometimes you gotta make sure that you actually have everything correct written. So kind of just an FYI right there. Again, we're kind of just doing this live, or as live as we can get. So it looks like the H, so dash H is the command line utility for host name. So dash H would be that. Perfect. And then once connected to a Redis service, which command is used to obtain the information and statistics about the Redis? Once connected, which command? Okay, so we did go to the command site, so we can try the command site and let's see, obtain information and statistics. Let's look for the statistics, see if we can find something that matches both of those. Okay, this one we'll do a option or control F, and then we will look for that. So we got 6. Okay, returned information and statistics on the index. Okay, returns information and statistics about the server. Okay, so it looks like it's info, I believe. So let's go back. Once connected to a Redis server, which command used to help obtain about the Redis server? Okay, info. Great. And what is the version of the Redis server being used on the target machine? All right, we have no idea, but it looks like it ends with a 7. So let's actually apply. So like once you, like when you're doing some of these HackTheBoxes, once you get kind of far enough, then you kind of know that you actually like have to connect to the actual like machine, so we can actually see some more info. So we have the .h and info, so we can probably use that. So let's go. Oh, and we got the Redis CLI. So let's do the Redis CLI. Let's try that maybe with H. And yeah, let's try Redis CLI with the H and then the target IP address. See if we can connect. So let's clear this out. And you just type in clear. And it was Redis CLI. And then H and then our IP 10.129.79.187. Oh wow, I typed it wrong. I typed in 186. All right, let's try that again. Let's exit. All right, let's try that one more time. Redis CLI .h 10.129.79. Oh wow, 79.187. All right, cool. And then the next one was the info. Yeah, which once you were connected, which command line is used to obtain information. Okay, so it would be info. Let's type in info here. All right, we got a list. So let's go ahead and scroll back up to the top right here. And let's go back. And okay, it says, what is a version of the Redis server being used on the target machine? What is the version of it? Let's see if it has that there. Oh, perfect, right there. Redis version 5.0.7. 507. So 507 will be task 7. Perfect. And then which command is used to select the desired database in Redis? Okay, which command uses select the desired database? So let's do database. And we're looking for a command, so we can go back to the command list we found online on their website. And we got 11 options. Okay, that's move, return a random key, save, scan, change. Okay, change is that what we were looking for? Which command uses select, change. This, yeah, I think that will apply. So we'll, you know what? Before we click on select, let me just check the other ones. Okay, swap, DB size. Okay, yeah, that looks okay. Completely off. All right, so yeah, let's try the select. Changes the selected database. So select for task 8. Perfect. Okay, we got select. And then how many keys are present inside the database with index 0? All right, so we're looking for keys and the index of 0. And I know like they're giving you a whole lot of information, but at the bottom there was a key before we end up scrolling all the way to the top. But we'll just quickly go through this to see if we see anything with keys up here, just to be on the safe side. Okay, yeah, so I do see the key again. I could guess key space. Okay, we got 0. So database 0, keys 4, expires 0, TTL. Okay, so keys. How many keys are present? So 4 would be the keys with the index 0. So yeah, I had the index of 0. So I guess the database 0, keys 4. So 4 keys within that database or within that index. And which command is used to obtain all the keys in a database? All right, so if we're going to be using, we're kind of just looking at this and then kind of using, I would say, usually there's like a star if you're looking for all when you're in like terminals or whatnot. And like in Azure, I said that a lot, like when you're working with like port numbers, like in the network security groups. So this one, kind of just basing off of that, I will do keys with the star for keys of all, so you can tame all of the keys. You can also, if you didn't like use Azure or didn't know that, you can probably just Google this as well. But I'm going with keys with the star, so that we can find keys, all of the keys, or open up all of the keys, since we're not looking for a particular one. Usually the star kind of means open for it, like everything or all. So that kind of just like a heads up, you know, using the star. So yeah, keys star, and then okay, submit root flag. All right, so now we can go back and let's go ahead and apply that what we just typed in or what we kind of just did. Let's see. You just select the desired database. Okay, we already did info. We typed info in. Let me just make sure where we're at here. Okay, Redis CLI. We did help. We did info. Okay, let's go back. We're in the version. Which command used to select the desired database? All right, so let's go back down. And again, we have our database at 0. So let's select that. And okay, cool, index. All right, so yeah, 0, what we just saw. And then we're going to be looking for the keys. Now, again, we don't know exactly which key, like just at 4. So let's just see all 4. So keys and then all. All right, so now we have our keys. And as you guys can see, it looks like we have number 1 as flag. Stop. Okay, cool. Temp. Okay, cool. So yeah, number 1 is flag. So let's go ahead and get this one. So we would just type in get, and then the key, which is number 1 or flag, and bam, looks like we got our flag. So we would just again just copy and paste this, and we would add this into our root flag. And yeah, that looks the exact same. Cool. So yeah, guys, that is how you would pass or do the redeemer in the HackTheBox. This one was pretty fun. Didn't take too long, but you kind of learn a lot probably along the way. Again, if you don't exactly know XYZ, you can always use Google for your friend. Go to the website of Redis or any other tool you're trying to access. If you're not seeing it there, you can always use ChatGPT to help you along with your pen testing or whatnot. And in addition, which I like about HackTheBox, if none of that's working, you can always open up the walkthrough, and I'll open that up for you guys if it allows me to. Okay, cool. It's on this side. And yeah, with this, you can also go and read through the write-up. Sometimes the write-up is kind of different than what you would, what other people would do sometimes. It's kind of just an FYI, but it gives you one way of actually solving these problems. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. And then yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.